I'm Paul.
I'm Chad.
I'm Paul from Patriot Business Finance Consultants. I'm just trying to get the best financing package arranged for our clients. We will fight for you. 844-742-1776. Call us. Check out our website, www.patriotbfc.com.
Hello. How's everybody doing today? Paul Whitehouse, Patriot Business Finance Consultants. Get rich, don't cry, trying. That's what we do every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. As you can see, I'm in the wild. Let me tell you what I'm doing, and this brought me to the subject of the show tonight. So I'm restoring a car, a 1970 Cutlass. I'm about 50 miles away from my house. I just went up and bought an engine, which I have to rebuild. So that made me think about the subject of the show tonight, building and rebuilding your business. Let's get right into it. So building a business, what do you need? You need a lot of stuff, man. First, you need an idea. It doesn't have to be an original idea. You can see what somebody else is doing. I mean, there's a lot of landscaping and lawn mowing companies, manufacturing companies. You need the idea. It can be an original idea. Come up with your own stuff. I mean, but you need the idea, is what I'm saying. Then you need a plan. The plan starts before the plan. You have brainstorming. Get a piece of paper, write down your ideas, write down your notes, write down your thoughts, piece it all together, come up with a plan, refine it, turn that into the master plan. With that master plan, then you got to move on to the action phases, taking steps to make it move forward. Because a plan on paper that's just it. It's just a piece of paper. Take the action steps to move it forward. I'm not saying it's easy. There's a bug in their face. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm also not telling you that it is not hard to do these things. It's not hard at all. So when you're building a business, you're going to need um, you're going to you're going to need equipment. As part of that plan, determine if you can use used equipment or if you need brand new equipment. There's different things. I mean, if you're building a manufacturing plant, you're probably going to want to get new equipment. If you're starting a landscaping company, you can get used equipment, save a lot of money. It does the same thing, same end result. So, do you need equipment? What equipment do you need? What are the essentials that you cannot do without? And then what are the things that you can use to make it easier, better, and make you do things faster? Okay, you need money. And I'm going to get into Patriot Business Finance Consultants in a little bit and tell you how we can help you get that money. You need money. You do. You need money to buy the equipment. You need cash reserves, cash on hand just in case. And you need operating expenses. Because when you start that business, you got to wait till the invoices start getting paid. You got to wait till the cash flow starts rolling in to build the bank account up. If you go into a business, and I've done it, so I'm speaking from experience, I've done it. I've went into businesses with nothing. It kind of worked out, but it could have went so much better if I really put together a better plan. You need operating expenses. 3 months would be ideal. 6 months is ideal. 3 months kind of minimum, because you're gonna have to pay your employees and you got to pay them on time. You can't say I got to wait till I get paid. You just can't do that. You got to have cash on hand to pay your expenses for 3 months minimum. You got to have a plan for advertising, how to get customers. And we've talked about this before. There's a lot of ways to do that, but you have to have a plan, you have to stick to it, and you have to do it. So getting customers, how do you do that? We talked about flyers last week. You can do flyers. Flyers are going to work for service businesses, gutter cleaning, lawn mowing, landscaping, some businesses. They're not going to work for other businesses. If you have a manufacturing plant or you're targeting business to business, flyers aren't going to work. You need marketing first, and you need advertising. So that can be a lot of things. That can be flyers, that can be you making phone calls, that can be social media marketing, that can be door to door. Walk into a business, tell them who you are, what you do, what you would like to do for them, and how you can do it better than other people who are doing it. Um, if you are, there's business to business sales and there's business to consumer sales. Business to consumer, flyers on mailboxes, uh, door to door, man, knocking on a door. Nobody wants to do that. Everybody thinks that's super old school. I guess it is. It worked back then and it can work now. I mean, you can knock on one door and change your life. And let me tell you how that actually happened to me. So I did flyers. A long time ago, I had a grass cutting and a landscaping business. And I think I put out 10,000 flyers. I got customers. I got plenty of customers. I was cutting grass. But here's what one single flyer did for me. One flyer, I met the older gentleman who owned the house. We became friends. He was a great guy. I just cutting his grass, right? He called me back, had me do some other things for him, and we became friends over the course of a year. Well, over the winter, he passed away, unfortunately, a great man. And his daughter, who lived with him, called me back and she said that she got an inheritance and she said she wanted to do a remodel of the house. So that turned into like almost $230,000. It's been 20 years since this happened, but it was a lot of money. All right. Over the course of a whole year, a 200 and almost 20 some $1,000 job that we did for her. We painted the house, we put a new roof on it, we put windows in it, put a sliding glass door in it, complete kitchen remodel, complete bathroom remodel, complete downstairs remodel, and we put a massive, huge, like half circle patio, concrete patio on the back of her house. I never did those things before. I mean, I did construction. I know how to do the basics, but I never put concrete down. So, but I had a contract and I had to do it, and she wanted it done, and she trusted me. So I found people who knew how to do it, brought them in on it, subcontracted, and did it, and made a bunch of money over the course of a year. So when I tell you guys that one action, one flyer, one knock on a door, one stop into a local business to ask to speak for the owner can produce massive results, it can do it. I've done it myself. I'm not telling you nothing that I haven't done before. One connection can change your world. So, like, I encourage you to make connections. Recapping a little bit on building the business, you need the idea. You need the brainstorm. You need the master plan. You need you need to figure out your advertising, your equipment, your advertising, your marketing plan. Then you need to follow through. Follow through means take the action steps. Go out, knock on the doors, go out, do the thing. Connect, go to trade shows, go to networking events. If you Google free business networking events in your area, lots of stuff is going to come up. Some of it is paid. It only costs 10 or 20 bucks to get into some events, and other events are free. Man, you can go there, pass out your card, collect cards, contact people, call people, make connections, and that's where the magic happens. That's where your business is built. So building the business, connecting, networking, doing the job, and digging into it. It's called the grind. Grind on this. Whatever industry you're in. I mean, I brought this up before. Okay, lots of people who watch industry talk are in the entertainment industry. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, any business, you have to participate in the grind. If you don't get into the grind, nothing's going to come out the other end. Input all of your activities on the other end, money is going to come out. You're printing your own money by getting customers. You're making it happen. So Get into the mix, create the grind, the daily grind. When you get into business, you're not into doing this. I mean, I'm not into doing it forever. I'm into building a business that can operate itself without me if I choose that to be the case. I don't choose that to be the case. I'm involved in the mix every day, but at some point, I'm going to want to step away from it and have the business be able to live on its own with managers and employees operating it with me being minimally involved. We've Patriot Business Finance Consultants, we've been in business for 6 years. I've been grinding on it for 6 years. We're going to get to the point to where we can step away, but that's what I'm encouraging you to do is to put in the grind. Jonathan Shaw, Inside Speaks, man. I see him talk about this. The grind, don't give up, move, get out there, move in the woods, move your body, move your brain, move your mouth when you're talking to people, making connections. And 10 minutes on the hour, time to collect the money to pay the bills. So we're going to go to a commercial break. Be right back.
You ain't my type, but you might be tonight. I'm good. You ain't my type.
Come on, baby, change my mind. I'm good.
We'll laughs. Let's see what we find. You ain't my type. They never felt this fun. Whee!
Is your cover art missing when your music plays? Having trouble getting your cover art to display with your audio file? We've got the solution. Just click the link, upload your audio file and your cover artwork, provide the metadata we need, and we'll take care of the rest. In no time, you'll receive a professionally embedded audio file with your cover art attached. Ready for streaming, distribution, websites, DJs, radio stations, and media players. Fast, simple, professional. Upload, embed, play. Your music deserves to look as good as it sounds. Click the link below and let us do the work.
It's about that time we decided we were going to do something a little bit different today, add some different elements to what we already do. It's going down there, trying to figure out ways to break the algorithm. Man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to all our channels, all our different platforms. Boss Talk 101, Boss Talk 101 prime time. It's crazy. We got to get it done though. Boss Talk 101 where the boss is talking.
All right, before I move on to the next subject, as always, every time I see the commercial break, something hits me. Okay, get on the podcasts, industry talk, boss talk, boom, any podcast that you can put your information out, do that. And then when I was talking about advertising, gemsit.org, plug, shameless plug, marketing. What Galen just said on that commercial break was, let us do the work for you. I've made the mistake before. As the business owner, you're everything in the beginning. You're the janitor, you are the marketer, you are the salesperson, you are the processor, you're the customer service, you're everything. Okay? It's going to be like that in the beginning when you're building. It's going to be. But when you build a big business, at the end of it, you're going to be overseeing all that. But what I'm saying right here, right now is gemsit.org, man. Get a hold of Galen. Have him do your marketing for you. Do professional marketing. I made that mistake. At the beginning of Patriot Business Finance Consultants, there was no marketing. We contacted people in industries and asked them to be referral fees and offered to pay them 10% of our profit from a deal if they refer somebody to us and we close that deal. It worked. It was creative and it worked, but it would have been better if we did marketing and advertising. So gemsit.org, man, let him do that for you. Let him take you into the world of money, because that's what we're here for in business, is to make money, to do things with it. What kind of things? Donate to your people, donate to your charities, the causes that are important to you. Live, of course. Leave a stack of money for future generations, not the next generation, generations with an S. 2 generations down the road, they want to be remembering you and pointing to your picture on the wall and saying, that's the guy, that's the lady that made it happen for all of us. So, all right, moving on to the next subject. First 10 minutes, we talked about building a business. Now let's talk about rebuilding a business. Okay. I'm tying this into the car that I'm restoring, rebuilding, 2 different words, 2 different meanings, but kind of the same thing, I think. Rebuilding. Let's say you're in business right now, and I've experienced this, and things have slowed down. What do? You don't panic. Don't panic, please, because it doesn't make any difference at all. Panicking just makes it worse. It's called readjusting. It's called taking a different angle. There's a circle. In that circle, there's 360 different angles. You can take a lot of different angles. I mean, people got into different businesses, I don't know, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, right? Then things change. Maybe there's no longer a need for what your service or your product is. Maybe everything's moved forward. You might have to adjust. Well, you're going to have to adjust every day. You got to be flexible in business. So rebuilding a business, if things have slowed down, what are you going to do? Think is what you're going to do. And don't think so long that you don't take action. That's called analysis paralysis. Don't do that. Think about it. Put your ideas down. Get a second opinion. Find a friend in business. Ask second opinions. Ask people to add value to what you've come up with. They might say one word, one phrase that makes all the difference for you. So if you're rebuilding your business, analyze it. Things have slowed down. Look at the scenario, identify what it is that happened, identify how you can switch that up, make the plan, and then do it. Doing it. Let's talk about that. Doing it. Okay, what can I even say about those 2 words? Do it. Nike says do it. Well, they're right. Do it. Find a way to do it. There's always a way. There really is. There's always a way. If your advertising is not working, switch it up. If your clientele has moved on from your product, get another product. You don't have to stay with what you got, or stay with what you're doing and improve it, or add a product line. That's a way to do it. I know a guy in Maine. I just saw him on LinkedIn and Facebook. He's got a dispensary. Shout out Bud's Dispensary. Boom. Trying to think of the town. Medva, something in Maine. But he calls it Bud's Bistro. So not only do you go in and buy some Wheaties, you can go in and buy a sandwich and some drinks while you're doing that. He's got 2 sections of it. I don't know why he did it. I haven't talked to him for a while, but I do know him. And I saw the video that he did, and I was like, that's brilliant. Why not? So add products, add product lines, grow it. Find a way to grow your business. Change your marketing. Change the people around you. Maybe your team's not working. We don't want to do that. We get stuck into a routine as people. Sometimes salespeople. We've had salespeople, consultants with us, and I hate to say it, it wasn't important to them. So, and we never fired anybody. People just left. I mean, they moved on to different things, and that's okay. Ain't a bad thing. Everybody's got, they're adjusting for themselves. So, but there's a lot of things when you look at your overall business and you're trying to improve it, grow it, or rebuild it to what it is, from what it was to what you want it to be. There's change a lot of things. You might just change one thing, and that might bring things back or grow things. So as a business owner, whether you're building or whether you're rebuilding, let's talk about sales for 1 second. Be an expert. Whatever product or service you're selling, you need to sell it. And it has to be sold for the money to come in. Because if there's no money coming in, you don't have a business. So as a part of, okay, here's a good one. As a part of building a business or as a part of rebuilding your business, I'm telling you that you need to be a salesperson. You need to learn how to sell yourself, your personality, your service, or your product. How do you sell something? You got to be an expert in the subject. You have to be such an expert that when a potential client asks you a question about your service or product, then you've got the answer. You don't have to say, let me get back to you. Let me think about it. Let me find that out. I mean, you can say that. People do respect it. If you don't have an answer, then instead of faking it, tell them, say, man, I don't got the answer. Let me find out. Let me get right back to you, and get right back to them. Don't wait. Don't wait 2 days. But I'm encouraging you to become an expert in your field, in the product or service that you're selling. You got to be that. You have to learn to overcome objections. 10 minutes on the spot. We're going to get right back to objections. We got to pay these bills. Commercial break right now. Be right back.
Today's conversation on Industry Talk is being brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Tisha's Signature House Blend Season All. When you're preparing yourself something to eat, be sure to season your meats with Tisha's Signature House Blend Season All.
First,
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
more alarming. Some media
Without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
No, this is not a dream. You're in the world of Inside Speaks. We're inspiring you to find happiness in your world. Guess what? We outside with it. We like to hammock camp, bike, as well as rook. That's right. I'm an Army veteran. I served 2 tours, man, with some great individuals, man. We had our ups, we had our downs, just like you go through in life. But I tell you what, I'm going to share some of them stories with you on this channel.
All right. Before I get into overcoming objections, I just got to say, back on becoming an expert at what you sell. Did you hear Galen's voice on talking about the seasoning? Season your meat before you eat. That's the type of advertising that you need. That's the type of companies you need to engage with. That's the type of marketing that you need. Transition to Jonathan Shaw. When I was talking about whatever you're selling, you need to be an expert in the field. I mean, watch this commercial. Go to Inside Speaks. Jonathan Shaw, he's not selling. He is his product. He is the product. He's selling himself. He speaks confidently when he sells himself, and he sells the content of his show, which is to engage with people, to get viewers, get viewer count, get paid for advertising. He's an expert in what he talks about, and he comes across that way. When you hear him talk, you know he knows what he's talking about. So that hit me. I had to share that with you. Let's get back to overcoming objections with selling. Some people are going to say yes right away. Some people are going to say, I need to think about it. Some people are going to say, I need to speak to my husband or my wife. Some people are going to say no. Whatever they say, what are you going to do when they say it? You're not going to give up. I hope you're not going to give up, because if you give up, you're not going to make the money. Every sale lost is money that you don't make, obviously. And every sale gained is money that goes into your account. Imagine if you spent if you had 1,000 opportunities a year to talk to customers, the best salespeople close 25% to a third. Those are the statistics. What if you could amp that up? And how do you amp it up? You amp it up and you raise those closing percentages and those numbers by not giving up, by not taking the no. When somebody says no, or when they say, I've got to think about it, I got to ask my wife, I got to ask my husband, I got to ask my business partner. I mean, here are some easy things that you should put in your ammunition box to fire off put it in the magazine to shoot it off when they come up with an objection. You say, I understand, but let me ask you while we're here together, what is it that you need to think about? Because if you want to take some time and think about it, I respect that. But just so I've given you all the information, what would you be thinking about? What would it take to turn a no into a yes right now? Because there's something wrong. Otherwise, you would have said yes. I'm not talking about being pushy. I'm talking about asking fair questions. It's a fair question for you to ask. And people respect it when you don't give up. They respect it when you dig a little deeper, offer more information, and because you're trying to solve the problem for them. It's not all about us as business owners selling a service or a product. Yeah, we want the sale, we want the money, but we also want to help them solve their problem, because solving problems is what gets us paid. So overcoming objections, don't give up. What is it that you need to think about? If you were going to talk to your husband or wife about it, what would you guys be talking about? Let me give you more information so you can make a good decision. That's one thing. What if they say, no, I don't want to do this? You make a phone call, you're making 200 calls a day. You finally get to a business owner, you're talking to them and they say, no, I don't want to do this. Here's what I say. I say, sir, ma'am, whichever it is, if you don't mind me asking, I just would like to know for what reason do you not want to do this? In my case, with financing, they might say, well, I work with my bank. Okay, I've uncovered it. Now I can address it. And time obligates. Remember that one. Time obligates. When you spend time with somebody, they remember you. 2 minutes on the phone, they say no, and you hang up and gripe about them because they said no. That doesn't do anybody any good. What does do somebody good is when you ask further questions. It does you good, and it will do them good if they engage and work with you. So, my example, guy says, I do financing with my bank. I've been with them for 30 years. Oh, do you mind if I give you just a little bit more information, sir? They're going to say yes. If you ask them nicely like that, do you mind if I give you a little bit more information? They're going to say yes. And when the customer says yes, because I do that a lot, when somebody says no, then I'll say, let me just describe it a little bit, how we can do better. Number one, your bank is only going to tell you what their programs are. They want you to stay put. They don't want you to go to, their bank is not going to tell you, yeah, if you go a couple miles down the road, turn left, stop into suite 313 at this place. They've got less expensive money. It's not your bank's job or your loan officer at the bank's job to give you information. It's their job to close you on the sale. So, yeah, your bank isn't going to tell you if there's less expensive money. Sir, if I could get you less expensive money and a better deal structure and it made more sense on paper, would you consider that? Some people still say no, but I took a shot at it. And some people say, yes, maybe I probably would. Tell me more about that. How do you do that? The conversation continues. Time is obligating them. They're going to remember me more if I spent 30 minutes on the phone with them than if I spent 2 minutes and got rejected and hung up because I didn't have the spine to go forward and ask them for more engagement. Um, yeah, we can do better than your bank. Let me tell you how. We've got 106 plus lenders that we represent. They're all anxious to say yes to business owners just like you. We're going to be less expensive than your bank. I can promise you that. We will find a better deal structure. We will find less expensive money, and I can make your equipment purchase less expensive because every dollar that I save you goes directly to your bottom line. All right. I want to continue this show, but I'm 50 miles from home on my hotspot in the woods at a park, and my laptop just turned yellow. So I probably got, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, but I don't want this to end right mid sentence. All right. Let's recap. Building a business, rebuilding your business, the steps that you've got to take to do that starts with an idea. Then it turns into brainstorming. Then it turns into the master plan. Then it turns into the action steps. Action steps are, how do I get what I need? How do I market? How do I advertise? How do I get the equipment that I need? And out of my marketing and advertising, how do I become a good salesperson so that I can sell myself and my product or my services? Put that all together, study it, and you can do it. A lot of you watching this show have already done it. If you're watching this show and you haven't already done it and you want to do it, you can do it. It's not it's not rocket science. And you don't have to study something for 4 years in school to become an expert on it. You can pick a subject right now and become an expert on it in 3 months. And then you just get better and better as months go by. All right, before we end the show, Patriot Business Finance Consultants. Me, Paul, 330-501-4554. Call me or text me. Financing for your business made easy. Equipment financing, any industry, any state, any credit, any equipment. Difficult credit, we can make it happen. Commercial and investment real estate financing, we got you covered. Fix and flips, long-term rentals, cash out from rentals that you have. Every angle on real estate, we've got it covered, and we're experts at it. Cash flow, your invoices, that's a great asset that you got. But if people aren't paying you for 45 or 60 days and you're waiting for your money, and you could do bigger things if you had all that money right now, I can help you draw money out of your accounts receivable, your invoices. Okay. Business financing made easy. Call me, 330-501-4554. Forget the 844 number at the beginning of the show. I put that out. I just use my cell phone now. Paul@patriotbfc.com. Email me, text me, call me. I want to work with you. I want to make money with you. Referral fees, 10% of what we profit. You bring us a deal and we'll pay you if we close that deal. We'll put it on paper and let's all make money together. Let's make some money. Let's do some good things with it. Take care of our families, take care of future generations, donate to your church, help the homeless, buy a dirt bike. Come on, there's a lot of stuff you can do. So Tuesday next week, get rich, don't cry trying. We will be back with a fully charged computer, no half-hour show, and I'll see you next week.
You ain't my type, but you might be tonight.
I'm good.
You ain't my type.
Come on, baby, change my mind. I'm good.
We'll laughs. Let's see what we find. You ain't my type. They never felt this fun. Woo!
Need a host, feature, headliner, or motivational speaker who delivers every time? Book comedian Jarrell Braswell, bringing high energy comedy and unforgettable performances to every stage he touches. Catch him while you can. Visit jbcomedy.com and secure your date today. Calendar is filling fast. Book Jarrell Braswell now.
Won't go in. Go up. Blooded. They call me JB Comedy.
Coming to the stage, comedian JB. Come on, man. Try they older women. Them cougars, they fucking it up. They doing what young women doing. Cougars popping, mollies. They getting BBLs, all that shit. One cougar I was fucking with had a BBL. She was shaped like a silver bite gorilla. For real. Had another one I was fucking with. That bitch was shaped like Shamar.
Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime.